Hi, this is Brandon from Gotsy Ag here with another Tech Tuesday video. Today I've got a Trimble display with me. This is the GFX 1060 display from Trimble. It's the middle display in a set of three that make up the GFX lineup. One smaller at 7 inches, GFX 750, this display that measures 10 inches, and then a GFX 1260 that's a little bit larger. So I just kind of want to go through some of the main talking points today of the display, how it's set up, how it functions, get you used to it. I want to point out that during from now until the end of June of this year, got a trade-up program going on that Trimble is offering. So that means if you have any display on your farm, Trimble or competitive, that you want to trade, and get into a Trimble system, we can do that, and they're offering trade credits for that. And so offering as much as $5,000 for older Trimble displays or other displays that are unlocked to RTK. Kind of varies credit-wise based on what features your display has or just how big it is, etc. How much credit you can expect to get, but I want to point that out as a great opportunity to get into some new equipment this year. So with that, we'll start talking a little bit about the display. This is the main screen that comes up. These Trimble displays are Android-based, which means they're a tablet, so like an iPad or like an Android tablet, if you will. So the app that runs guidance in a Trimble display is called Precision IQ, and this is the Precision IQ homepage. I like this because all of your settings are out in the open, where they're easy to get to, easy to see and make changes to, and also color-coded. So everything on this page has to have a green triangle in the corner of it before I can go start field work. And so we'll go through some of these tiles. The first ones are GNSS tile. It's got satellite signal selection, whether you're RTK, WAS, that has to be configured correctly for that to be green. Then going over to these two in the middle, this is our vehicle and our implement. So if I touch on this top vehicle tile here, I have a Fendt tractor created, but if I had multiple vehicles on my farm that I was going to be moving this display to, I could save all of those because remember we have certain measurements for each tractor. So rather than creating each one new each time, I would have a list here. Whenever I move the display, come into this list, select the next vehicle that I'm moving it to, and I've got it saved and ready to go already. Next button down here is for implements. Again, very similar. So I can have a list of all of my implements on my farm over here on the right, all of their measurements saved, all of their settings saved. So each time I need to change, just come into this screen, switch it, and away I go. Bottom here tracks my material, so if I'm in something like a sprayer and I've got a chemical mix that I want to keep track of, I can create that in this material tab. For what we're doing right now, we don't need it, so it's grayed out, but that's an option as well. Moving to the right hand side, this is my field page. This is where, again, I have a nice list of all of my fields on my farm that I can come in here every time I change a field, select the next one, and again, away I go. If I had internet connected to the display, I would get a satellite image over on the right-hand side over here, background image that showed the field that I was in. If I had a boundary around that field, I would get a boundary line showing up again. Just kind of a cool reference to see there. And then down at the bottom, I have my tasks. So since I have a drill selected, I've got a seeding task created there. This is also where if I need to come back to a field a second time and rework it for whatever reason, and I already have coverage painted in that field, creating a new seeding task or tillage task here will clear that coverage and start over. And so that can be done from this page as well. So again, once I've set all of those things up, I've got all of those are green now. I can get into my run page. And so to do that, we come to the little icon of the person running up in the top left here. Get in there, I have my tractor and my implement. I've got some options on both sides and stats about my field across the bottom. So area total, if I had a boundary around that field, it would tell me how many acres are in it. If I'm recording coverage, I've got that down here as well for my reference. I want to go over to the right side here and talk through these buttons. Up at the top, I've got my guidance lines. I've got some different options in here. The first one would be special or basic guidance. I've got a straight AB line. I've got an A plus heading line if I just want to make a line off of a known heading in the field. And I've got a curved line for that. Specialty guidance is where my pivot tracks would be, creating the line based on a headland in a field, things like that. There's some other options down at the bottom, but those are the most commonly used ones there. To make something go away on this page, touch the button again and my guidance lines menu disappears. Next button down would be if I have multiple lines saved in a field and I want to select the next one of those, or select any one of those lines. I can cycle through those by pushing that middle button there. Third one down is where I go to record my boundaries or an object in the field that I want to mark. Fourth one down is my shift or remark. So if I'm coming into a field for the first time and say my guidance line isn't exactly where I want it to be and I need to move that, come in here, my remark button to the right here sets that line to my current position in the field wherever I'm setting. Let's say over here on the left, this is remarked by feet and inches. So if I'm pulling into a cornfield for the second year, I want to remark my line over 15 inches so that I'm not in last year's tracks. I would come over here to enter 15 inches and then I would be exactly that far over from last year's guidance line. One more thing on here, this field manager over on the right or left hand side of the display, this third button down is kind of neat. Gives me some additional options in my field for working with guidance lines and boundaries. So here I've got an overview of the field that I'm in, again acres, client, farm, and field name that it's under showing there. If I hit the guidance patterns button, this is where I'd get a list of all of my guidance lines that are saved in that field. I could go in, edit the names of those here on the right, delete those, make a different one active, whatever I needed to do to manage those. I've got a boundaries button, same for landmarks, and then task history as well for that field. So just a place to go and work more in-depth work with the information for that field. So if you have any questions about the newer Trimble displays, or have an older display that you'd be interested in trading, taking advantage of that trade-in program, don't hesitate to give us a call or send us an email. Thanks for your time.